So you were saying how you can outsmoke Max because he's a bitch. What were you saying?
A little bit like that.
Okay, something like that.
misquoted me just like the media does, but
No, okay. Do you think you can outsmoke Max?
outsmoke Max depends on what we smoking, and also I might need a break from smoking weed anyway. I've got a bad smoker. Periodically throughout the year, I always get a point where I just get a bad smoker's cough, where like see.
Don't stop talking about it. Okay, keep going.
It's not a cool thing because like I'll be sitting I'll try to hold it together. Mm-hmm. Thank God COVID is gone, technically, kind of, whatever.
Yeah, coughing back then was not the business.
Right. So like I burped into the mic by accident. But all right, so yeah, so like it's kind of weird, like you over a girl's house spending the night and every 2 minutes you're coughing.
Yeah.
So it's
an issue.
Yeah, it's an issue. So I've been slowing down a little bit, smoking out my one hitter instead of like smoking backwoods with my niggas and such. You know?
Okay. I've been feeling the same thing, but with jiu-jitsu, where like I'm fighting dudes and I'm out of breath and I'm like I can't be having this. So I've been switching to edibles. I feel like that's the move.
Oh yeah, them Delta 8 edibles be kicking.
Oh no, you use Delta 8?
I don't, but I had a friend had got some Delta 8 gummies. I thought they were shroom gummies, and I felt them. I felt them.
Does Delta 8 feel different to you? Because I don't like it. It
I
feels
haven't
like
smoked it. I've smoked CBD, but I've never smoked Delta 8.
it's not. I mean, I suggest do it so you know what I'm talking about, but something feels off about
I
it.
don't know. That sounds what people said about fucking crack, and then look where we at now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that you need to be smoking Delta. I just think you should do it once and then let me know how you feel.
Okay.
Do you feel like you can smoke? Who can you outsmoke in the scene?
I'm not an out smoking person no more. I can't. Like 3 years ago,
Yeah.
I was smoking all day. 3-4 years ago, I was smoking all day, every day. It was a wild time. Like there was no point in the time where I wasn't high. I was, I come to the spot high. I wouldn't be reeking, but I had already smoked before I came out. So I'm high. Then I go to the place. You know how when you're in entertainment, everybody got weed for you. Motherfuckers smoking you out. So I'm smoking blunt after blunt, paper, edibles, all that shit. By the time I get home, I'm so high that I'm sober.
Right. And you can only get so high when you smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only way that I can get super high now is if I feel like I did back when I started smoking. It's that feeling where like you can't move, and you can hear your heart beating, you can feel the blood going through your veins, you can feel the electricity going through your what is that shit that moves the
molecules?
Well, no, because there's veins and then there's
capillaries,
something like that. They said huh?
Yeah.
Nerves. There we go.
Yeah.
You feel the energy going through your nerves, and you just be sitting there like on that commercial about weed. It was like, yeah, ever since you started smoking weed, and just like this,
the person turns into like a pancake. Yeah,
motherfucker deflated in the couch and shit. That's back when I used to be super high.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
When was the first time you got high?
I was 23.
Nah, okay, so you were late. I'm surprised, man.
Nah, I did a lot of things late. I did my first drink at 21, and it was like a White Russian. It wasn't nothing major. I didn't want to drink because I had to drive home, and my coworker was like, "Oh man, we're going to the bar. It's your birthday, man. We're gonna get you a drink. You got to drink this one drink that I buy you." And I was like, "All right, cool. I'll drink the one drink." And it was a White Russian. It wasn't bad. I didn't get tipsy. I didn't get drunk until I was 24, 25.
What were you were just playing video games that whole time?
Video games and work.
You just weren't around hood rat shit. It sounds like you were just staying away from nonsense.
I was around hood rat shit, but I know how liquor is in my family.
Okay.
My dad was alcoholic. My mom, she don't drink, but she's a lightweight. So one cup of wine had my mom all woozy and whatnot, and then she'll go to sleep. But yeah, my dad was alcoholic, and I wasn't big on because it was like it didn't taste good.
Yeah.
And then the people I was around or that I would be around, they drank the cheap shit because a lot of them,
Natty Ice.
Not Natty Ice.
Natty
Maybe
Ice. Fodia OE. Mickey's.
That's stereotypical.
That's some West Side shit.
They'll like get a big ass. They'll get like one of those gallon sized vodkas that cost like $20 for a gallon.
Right.
Savecki.
Ugh, just a headache in a bottle. I don't drink any liquor out of plastic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they'll have like a big ass jug of whatever liquor, and I'm like, there's 10 of you guys here.
Yeah.
I know some of y'all have jobs. Some of y'all in your 30s. Like, why y'all got this cheap ass liquor? Like, y'all couldn't put 50 together. The economy was way better back then. Y'all couldn't put 50 together for like a whole pint of Hennessy or something, or whatever tequila you wanted, or something. Y'all just had to go in on this $17 gallon of fucking Savitsky.
It really was about just getting drunk. Had nothing to do with like the taste or the texture. But you know what I'm saying?
I couldn't do that. There was no motivating force behind getting drunk. And then when I got high, I got kind of ambushed into it.
What do you mean?
It was New Year's. I was being a third wheel for two other couples.
So you were a fifth wheel.
Yeah, I was a fifth wheel.
That's even worse.
It's terrible. Well, I hate being around couples, but like the people I kicked it with, they the type of people to be in relationships.
Right.
So like it was like, oh yeah, kick it with us for we won't have nobody extra for you. We just don't want you to be alone. I'm like, I'd rather be alone.
Yeah. Well, would you rather be around two couples or one couple?
Neither. Now I'm tired. I don't like the third wheel thing because I'm not like whoever I'm the friend of in the relationship is who I'm gonna side with. I can't be around you and your girlfriend, and I know you've been cheating on your girlfriend all day.
Have you gotten put in that situation?
Always.
Are all your friends just grimy like that?
A lot of niggas that I kicked it with that were in relationships.
Yeah.
Like niggas in relationships or serial daters are very big on, this is my girl.
Yeah.
But when she's not around me, I'm out here with these bitches.
Right. And then it puts you in a precarious situation.
I mean, I ain't never cared for the girlfriend. I kept to my distance because I don't talk to my friends' girlfriends. I don't associate with them. I don't look in their direction. I don't add them on social media. I don't be like, hey, friend, type shit. So, it's easy to just cut ties.
Right.
Especially when shit falls apart. Because, motherfuckers who be cheating, they think they know everything. They think they got it all. They like, I got this, man. No, it's going to be all right. Now I got a Tinder account. Who going to find me? Like, shit like that. Very dumb shit. And I was always like the third wheel. Because, like, motherfuckers always invite me out. And I was like, nah. I'm like, don't worry, bro. I got you. And I'm like, whatever. All right. Because I was always the only nigga with a car.
Yeah, I got you.
It was like, I'll put something in the tank, man. I'll feed you. Blase, whoop-de-whoop. Like, whatever.
I have a question for you. I wrote it down here. If you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to talk about it.
Oh, my God. The breakup?
All right, I guess we're talking about it.
I mean, we can.
We don't have to.
We can. I mean, it wasn't that major.
You look so forlorn right now. Your body's sunk in. You start looking down.
That whole situation pissed me off.
I'm listening.
Like I said, I'm not a relationship dude. I don't go out usually. Like when I date somebody, if I do the whole dating thing, it's with good intentions. I don't want to be caught outside in public with just anybody type shit.
You talked to me about that in the car a lot.
Yeah, it was like I gotta watch my back because I'm not just anybody. But also, there's a lot of drama involved, especially living in Chicago, where a girl won't tell you what issues she has lingering around her. You could be out on a date, the dude she fucking and she not breaking up with will pull up on you, or she leaves her phone sitting around. He goes through her text messages. He gonna call you. It's a lot of things that you got to be worried about when somebody says that they're single.
Big old air quotes there.
Yeah, because single can mean anything to different. Single is different to a lot of different people.
Okay.
Single means like I'm not in a relationship, but somebody will be pissed off if they saw on the internet that I said I was single.
So they're right. It's not they're not being transparent about what's going on.
Exactly. Seamless transition, trying to find the bigger, better deal type stuff. And with you not being, without you knowing what the fuck this person, what's going on, you're not mentally prepared. You thinking, oh, I'm on a date with this cute person. And then, some motherfucker is yelling at you about some shit, cussing you out on the phone about something. And you like, look, I ain't even know you existed, bro. I don't be doing that much research. I go by what she told me.
Right.
If somebody first impressions is everything, you inclined to believe whatever they say.
Has that happened? Has someone run up on you because of that?
Physically no, but I
Okay.
have been called
Okay.
several times.
From different
Yeah.
women. Okay. What did you say?
I ain't get a chance to say nothing in those situations.
They were just like, "Hey, fuck, nigga, don't stay away from my bitch, nigga," and then they hung up.
So the first one, stupid story. This girl, look, this is for the podcast. This is the live from the DS podcast. All right, first girl. I liked her. We met. We were the same age basically. Birthdays like 2 days apart. Shit like that. I met her through a friend, and like I thought she was cute. I liked hanging out with her. I had no idea she was an idiot.
What? An idiot in what way?
So she was in an abusive relationship. She was like, we met when we were like 16, 17, right? So she was involved with a 30-year-old.
Oh, okay. So she's being statutoried.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's her dude. They on and off and shit like that. I didn't know that he beat on her. But like, yeah, she always had like this thing where like she never had a cell phone. It's what, 2007? So everybody don't have a cell phone yet, but also everybody's working towards having a cell phone. It's around that time where like, flip phones is hot. Everybody got their little flip phone, even if it has like a 100 minutes in that bitch.
Yeah,
She didn't
it's
have
weird to not have anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she would call. So whenever she came over my homie crib, she would call his phone, let him know that she's coming by. And we would just have to wait that hour and a half to see if she actually shows up.
Okay.
So yeah, and then at the end of the day, she would like, cause she was always kind of frisky. She would sit on my lap. We would make out, stuff like that. And then like her boyfriend would pick her up.
Her uncle.
Yeah, and I think she was an idiot.
Like just like an airhead idiot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very much so. And I ain't realized that there was a bunch of shit that happened like in the middle and stuff that kind of like be like, this bitch a dum dum.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's weird. That's and eventually I was like, I tried to go on a date with her. Right? She was like, I'm clear. The dude ain't there no more. I broke up with him. I'm like, cool. I think his nickname was Stone.
His nickname was Stone.
Yeah, he was a personal trainer.
Yeah, that's not the one. That's not the one you want to be fucking around with.
Exactly. So I was ready for this date. I had my little FedEx money and shit. I got me a little outfit together. I was taking a shower, getting all my smelly good on. And when I put when I got out the shower, I saw I missed the call. Right, called her back. She ain't answered. Then the phone number called me back. I answer it. It's him. This nigga was talking all types of shit, threatening to rape me, all that stuff.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Very weird.
He threatened to rape you.
Yes. He was like, oh, you sound sweet. And my voice was a little higher pitched at 19, 20
Right.
than it is now. And it's still a little higher pitched, sweeter voice. He was like, yeah, I like that voice. It sounds sweet. I can handle you. I can take you down. Yeah. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So,
That's crazy.
yeah, he was out of his fucking mind. Then the second time, it was this girl. We never really had nothing. We would kick it once in a while. We messed around once, and it wasn't like a full mess around.
Doing a mess around. Everybody.
It wasn't a
doing
full mess around or nothing like that. She whatever. And
You're such a gentleman. Okay, keep going.
well, that's because
It's not necessary. It's not necessary.
But yeah, I called her, trying to come back around. I was like, hey, what's up? I texted her, and then I get a call. It's her boyfriend. He cussing me out. He's like, oh, what the fuck you calling my baby mama folk? The fuck you calling my baby mama folk? But, look, and then typical, I mean, like, look, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, oh, you got a sweet ass voice. I'll beat your ass. Where you at? I'll beat your. I'm like, whatever, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and I was keeping it player because I usually like, man, whatever, your bitch was doing this and that with the nigga. Whatever, nigga.
Yeah.
What up? We can scrap right now. What's the low? I was like, I don't even want nothing involved with this shit. You causing some unnecessary drama. You arguing with me and whatnot. I don't like you being extra because you still gonna stay with her.
Right.
So there was that. Yeah. So like it's
There's a running theme since I've met you, Ty. You ready for that theme?
Uh-huh.
You just all right. You don't have a lot of trust for a lot of people.
A lot of people can't be trusted.
I'm not saying I'm not saying you're wrong. It's like the more I talk to you, the more I'm like you're and this isn't a bad thing. This is just me noticing you're very calculated with who you associate with, why, when, and where.
Yeah.
And did you like develop that through all of these experiences, or were you just always like, I don't trust nobody?
It's very a learned behavior.
Okay.
Because, people, change. Like, a lot of people that I was cool with before I started doing comedy, I don't talk to them no more.
Because they changed?
Years. Yeah, everybody changed, or everybody had something going on, or something happened that shifted when I started doing stand-up. Mm-hmm. Or certain things, like, they didn't like. Because I'm good at playing the background. I'm good at being a quiet friend. I'm good at, like, being a dude that's just there. Mm-hmm. Be like, if I'm around your peoples, I'm just your friend that's there. Who's the quiet dude in the background? Who's this dude? And then you introduce me. I'm like, hey, I'm Ty. Mm-hmm. I do my wave, and then that's it. But when I put myself in the position of, like, doing stand-up, now I'm doing something. And I try to bring all my niggas with me, because, like, I was like, shit, it's not that hard. We just get on stage, just tell your jokes, try whatever and shit.
They're not comics. They're just regular street dudes?
Yeah, not street dudes, like regular dudes.
Okay.
Like, it's just, we just hung out. But at the point when I started doing stand-up, all I was doing was going to work, playing video games, going on dates, fucking bitches in my mama's basement.
So sound like what you do now?
No, not in my mama's basement.
in your sister's basement?
No, I like get a room or do it at her house. We grown now.
Okay.
But
okay.
But it's just I felt like I was in a rut because I'm like, I'm not doing nothing. It's not like I'm building towards starting a family or anything like that. It's like I'm like, what can I do? And then I was dating this girl, and her dad did a set at a family function that I was at. It was like,
he a comic?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
So he says him having a kid and having to like take care of a family stopped him from doing that because he was supposed to go on tour or some shit. And I'm like, whatever, excuses, nigga. There's niggas that left their families for the game. You need the
yeah, I get it.
They'll understand when you come back with these millions, nigga. But yeah, he did a set, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. I think I could do that.
Yeah.
And then I went to Jokes and Notes. Did okay my first time, kind of bombed my second time, and then a friend of mine gave me a list of open mics. A friend of mine gave me a list of open mics to go to, and I just started going to open mics.
Do you trust me, Ty?
As far as I can throw you, probably. I mean, okay. So my gauge on your intention is just friendship. You're just trying to have friends. It's not like you trying to use somebody to come up on anything. You're on your own journey, your own career path. You're doing your own thing, which is cool. But I mean, yeah, I trust you because there's nothing for me to distrust you. It's not like we started off with a business relationship. It's not like you can gain anything from talking to me. That's another thing. I offer nothing. When people meet me, that's why a lot of people are very like, flippant of me, kind of like don't really care of my presence because I don't offer anything. Me being a part of something doesn't bring value in their minds to whatever they got going on.
You offer me things, Ty. Let's get emotional. Ty, let's talk about our feelings.
Okay, don't touch me.
I'm just being supportive. Okay. You offer me balance. Like you when I'm flipping out, you notice it and you know how to approach it without making it worse. Like, what's a good? The main one I always think of is at bar 10 when I don't know what's going on. Like I'm just not mentally there. I'm not present or whatever, and I'm being loud or whatever. I'm behaving in such a way that like people in bar 10 aren't gonna get. And he's like, "Hey man, you gotta be quieter." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I tone it down. Whereas other people have this, man, Aaron, why you acting like this? And making it even worse. And then I'm like, well, then fuck you then. I'm going to be even bigger. So for me, you offer kind of a sense of stability.
Yeah, because you know, you my homie, which means when we're out, I'm responsible for making sure, like, you know, ain't nobody looking crazy.
Sure.
Because that's under my name.
Sure.
You know, it's like, oh, Ty homie tweaking type shit. So, you know, I always try to make sure that everybody is cool on my end, wherever I go, if I'm with you.
Okay. Now, in terms of of stand-up, I don't know if I asked you this, have you ever gotten girls from stand-up? Has that ever worked for you?
Yeah, a few times.
Why do you think that works?
For me, because I'm not funny in real life, unless I know somebody and then they understand my sick humor type shit. But a lot, like in person, in real life, I don't come off as an entertainer.
Right.
So when they see me on stage, they see something totally different. They're enamored by it, and they trying to get some schmeat.
And it works?
Probably back when I started. Nowadays,
yeah, you don't seem to give much of a fuck now.
Yeah, I don't give enough of a, right. I be in a certain mode where like a girl will flirt with me and I don't even notice it because, bitch, I just killed. Get out my face.
You out talking to your fans.
Right.
I get you. Is there anybody? Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm gonna write this down. How about this person?
Can you just read it? Anybody what?
Oh, that you also seem to trust, you connect with. This is a person that you seem to connect with.
Yeah, that is a person that I connect with. I trust him because
context. I'm talking about Laro, the comedian.
You want to bring up names? Yes, I trust him. He's cool. He's the type of person, he understands, like, he has his own wave. I like people that have their own wave and just want to collab or work together on some shit, and they want to learn. That's another thing. Like, he's been in a different zone than he usually is.
Yeah.
So now he's working on trying to maneuver in this different space.
White people?
Yeah. And just a more diverse crowd. Because, like, you know, black comedy and I want to say mainstream comedy is kind of different. I know what you mean. Do you feel like you are in either category? I definitely know you're not in one. How about this? Do you feel like you have one foot in one foot in the other? Do you feel like you're mainstream? What do you feel for yourself? I think it depends on the room.
Like you adjust?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, because a lot of certain rooms are very hostile. That's a part of black comedy, hostile rooms. You have to command the room. You have to demand the room's respect. You have to be that showman that come through, get these motherfuckers to shut up, and then make them laugh at your jokes. And I'm not.
You can just keep talking.
Yeah, I'm not that dude. I'm not that dude. I got jokes. I'm funny. I'm clever. I got shit that, you know, people can relate to, and I can tell my story and make people understand it. Right. That's cool.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like turning that bitch up, making this show into a party, and having niggas taking backflips out their seat and roasting the crowd, but they love it anyway because like, I can't do that.
I went to the place that I went, you know what I'm saying? And I saw that. I'm getting more now what you guys mean by fraternity is not the right word. Like a high school, like the cool kids club, and the people that have been there in the cool kids club have established themselves in the cool kids club, do very well in the cool kids club. And I saw, I've talked to Rachel about this a lot actually. Saw comics doing really well in those situations without jokes.
Yeah, it's just really just loud shit talking.
It's like, okay, if they're laughing, they're laughing. And so I'm not hating, but at the same time, I'm like, there's something about it that feels gross is not the right word. But
you're unsettled by that lack of structure and lack of jokes. It's more yelling and talking shit, and
it feels like I could go to a cookout and pretty much get.
That's what they want, though. That's why when they go to a comedy show up north, you know, Lincoln Lodge, Laugh Factory, whatever. It'd be like, man, my uncle funnier than these niggas. I have my uncle, you gonna have the crowd fucked up. And I'm like, you looking for cookout comedy. You looking for, like, you know, some drunk person before they start tweaking, and you got to beat their ass and take them home. Like all the shit that they would say about people.
It's why?
That's just how humor was established in the black home.
Well, in that area though, because it not that there's no art to there's obviously an art to there's a skill to that I think is fair to acknowledge. It's just like, does that work somewhere else? I think that's what it is. I don't think I get to see those comics in other spaces. I would be so curious. I would be really curious to see what happens when you take that type of person and you put them in Lincoln Lodge on a Sunday at 8. I mean, how about this? It's a better question. Have you seen that? Have you seen that type of comic but put in those situations?
Yeah.
How does it go?
They kind of drown a little bit because they're trying to push that comedy that's from this hostile space into this non-hostile space. So now you're not telling jokes. You're just shouting at the crowd.
Right.
You're just, making the crowd uncomfortable. Maybe you think that the joke you're telling can hit the crowd a certain way because it hits with these crowds that, they're trying to probably watch the basketball game or something like that, or maybe they just relate to it because they mama got that going on, or they, they family got that going, so they like it. But then you go into a crowd of people that can't relate with you, that are just listening to you tell your story about life, and it's more interesting than funny.
Right.
They'll sit there, they'll nod, they'll chuckle or whatnot, but it's not they don't really get it. I saw a whole night of that at one show. And I was like, see, y'all thought this show was all yo people's. It's a very diverse crowd, and the diverse crowd kind of don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they don't give a fuck. They want to hear jokes. They want to hear setups and punchlines.
One of my friends told me, Jarrell Scott Barnes, he was like, black people want energy, white people want bars. They want to hear a joke. They want to be confused. They want to be surprised by your words. They want you to spit that shit.
Yeah, I get you.
Why is your cat funny?
I get you. I think. Okay, I'll get to your opinion of this first, but I think the reason I want to be in those spaces is because it seems like you grew up in those spaces. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're like done with it. I'm tired. I don't need to hear me more yelling. I don't want to hear hey man, look at your shirt, nigga. This is stupid. I want to hear you. Yeah, like you're done with that.
It's not a part of my comedy. It was never a part of my comedy. Mm-hmm. It was a part of my life. I got the drunk uncles from out west. I got the crackhead cousins. I got the family whose house smell like roaches. I got all that. It's not funny to me.
Yeah.
That shit is not funny to me. It's life. And if I was that type of person, I could make it into a joke. But it was the part of my life that I was like, I got to get out of this. I got to get away from this. I don't really want to be here. They ain't got nothing for me here. It's not a good time. It's not something that we sit there and laugh about. And then, be like, oh, remember that time Uncle Steve got drunk and passed out? or Mike had to knock his ass out. I'm like, these are serious moments in life that I wasn't entertained about. I'm wondering why my uncle can't act right when he had family functions and shit. I'm over here trying to figure out, why I gotta watch the handyman in the house when my mom's not in the room. I'm not thinking about, oh, this shit funny. No, this shit was irritating. I hated it.
So what makes you different? Why?
I've always been in a different space. Like, while I'm living in that environment, my mom was a Head Start teacher. And the program that she worked at as a Head Start teacher had a whole bunch of different things. They had a boxing ring. So I got a part of the boxing program a little bit.
So you can fight, huh?
Okay, boy. I could defend myself.
Okay.
Let's see. I got, there was...
Can't do a push-up or can throw hands. Interesting.
A little bit. It's all about disabling a nigga. But they used to take... I went to summer camp. We used to take trips, regular trips to the symphony orchestra.
So you got to see something outside of what you were in.
Yeah.
Like, do you think had you just been in it and got to see nothing else that you would have felt the same, or what? Like, what do you think would have happened?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It was a lot of things. I'm a type of person to kind of leave things alone that irritate me, or not be around things that I don't like. So it's like once I get to a certain age that I don't have to be around it, I was like, I'm just not gonna be around it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, well then, before I get to me, now that you're in more of these spaces, do you feel better?
Not really. I'm not scared because like I know what it is.
Right.
It's kind of weird because I don't give off hood nigga vibe. You know, there are people that do comedy that I be in these rooms with that I went to high school with, a hood ass high school. You know, or like, you know, there's people that know me from just me being around in the area.
I mean like now that you're on north side.
Oh, north side, one of these white spaces. No, white people ain't shit. Because I was in those areas and in those spaces, I already knew like they weren't nothing special. Right. But I wasn't like, it wasn't anything new, I want to say. It was very welcoming.
The north side spaces?
Yeah, because they got misfits and scoundrels and
scallywags.
Yeah, a whole bunch of just stupid people. And the stupid people that they be around, they just be around them.
It feels like, okay. I think for me, because I grew up in like a north side-ish space, I crave a different energy. It's like I grew up in the shitty version of a north side space. So now I'm like, I'd rather, not rather, but I need to have a different energy. I need to be around something different. I can't have this same shit around me all the time. And I feel like it makes me being in those spaces, we'll say south side, gets me better. It makes me more comfortable. Like I have to force myself to adjust to this newer environment that in some ways is more comfortable. Like in some ways it is more comfortable to be in the south side around a bunch of people that literally just look like me. Like that inherently makes me feel kind of at ease. And then there's all the other bullshit that makes me upset.
Yeah, that's what fucks me up because I don't like walking in a hostile environment.
Yeah.
I even though I play tough, I'm very sensitive.
Nick, you play tough? You think you play tough?
A little bit, yeah.
Interesting.
But I'm a softie. I don't like it when people don't like me because I'm like, I ain't do nothing.
Right.
If people don't like me and I ain't do nothing, then I be like, now you're an enemy. Because other people are more like, oh, you have to prove yourself. I'm like, respect is earned, not given. And I'm not going to kiss this person's ass just so they can like me. Or they can follow me back on social media or tell me I'm funny. Because they tell motherfuckers that's not funny that they funny all the time just because they dick ride.
Sure.
So I'm like, if you just don't fucks with me, then you just don't fucks with me. And I don't fucks with you. And now you're op. And I hate you. And I hope you die.
Okay. We've talked about that in the car too. You really serious about that op shit, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
If I don't like somebody, it's very rare that I dislike somebody. But if I dislike somebody, I hope everything bad happens to them. I hope their family like gets set on fire or some shit.
Okay. Let's say you hate somebody, right? You have an op and something terrible. They get their dick chopped off and they get thrown into traffic and they die. You'll be like, yeah, fuck that. Like you're not gonna feel bad at all?
No.
Damn.
It's happened before.
Someone got their dick chopped off?
Not got their dick.
What happened?
Somebody didn't like died.
Okay.
Or like a couple like people, a person I didn't like died, person I ain't fuck with, or somebody who did me dirty. They not doing too well now. You know, as long as I keep my hands clean.
Okay, so as long as your finger's not on the trigger.
It's like, hey, you know, because if you bother me, I don't bother nobody. I don't cross nobody. The people that I have crossed, I have apologized. I've made amends. I take accountability for my actions and whatnot, and I move on. The niggas that cross me, they be really thinking that they doing something. And I be like, nah, you kind of crossed the wrong person. There's people really out here out to get you, and you fucking over me because I'm nice, because I talk like this, because you think that I'm defenseless because I'm not a gangbanger or something. And, God got my back.
Okay. And then to bring it back to Laro, you seem to like. You do seem to like. I think you even said it earlier. You like people that want to learn and grow and change.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it has been interesting seeing Laro in, we'll say North Side or white spaces, because he is so. In the same way that you're unapologetically yourself and I'm unapologetically myself, we're a quiet version of that. Like we're both. I think I'm a little louder than you, especially when anger gets involved. But which we got to talk about that. Hold on, but Laro's himself is big and boisterous and loud, and it really in your face. I think we were at a Northside space, and I remember Laro was like, "This is boring. I'm gonna make this fun," and he decided to do that, and he does it. He brings this energy that is infectious. And I want him on the pod. Why does he hate me? Why does he refuse to do this podcast? You answer that for me.
Have
Ty.
you asked him again?
Yeah, it's been. What? No, go say talk your shit. No, talk.
You said it's been and then pause, and I said 1 week since you looked at me.
Oh Jesus.
That's funny.
I want to say it's been like a few months again. When I first moved here, I asked this nigga like 5 times, and every time he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna be there tomorrow," and it never happened.
You got to understand his situation as far as getting from place to place, and you live on the complete opposite end of the city.
I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it now. Whatever. I'll get Laro on here eventually, and we'll talk. My anger.
What about your anger?
It makes me surprised that you would still want to associate me after seeing the how far that can actually go.
As long as you don't hit nobody upside the head with a chair or some shit, or get us arrested.
That wasn't my fault, but we'll get into it.
You get a little what's the word? Excited. You're a very excitable person.
Sure.
You're not the only hothead I've ever been around. My uncles are hotheads. They're very bipolar. Both of them. One is in jail right now after doing 25 years in prison. The other one, he's just an angry dude. He's a black Republican.
Ooh.
I mean, he blue collar. He got a factory job. He's like a manager at Pepsi. So
Black Republican, like Black Trump voter Republican, or like pre-Trump Black Republican? Those are different things to me.
Pre-Trump.
Okay.
And it kind of works out for him because it helps him with his tax breaks. That's why Florida is so good for him. He got a factory job. They give a lot of kickback to these like warehouses and stuff like that, like the Republican Party. So all the dudes that be working in steel mills, factories, and all that shit, they get bonuses, they get big raises, they get paid decent money for giving up their lives to work.
But like, okay. Does someone like your uncle? Does he get? I understand like the money aspect of things, but he's smart enough and aware enough to be like, yeah, but they hate me.
He don't give a fuck about that shit. He don't like niggas either.
All right, fair enough. I mean, what are you gonna do?
He don't like poor black people. He's an islander. So like the thing about foreign blacks is they already look down on American blacks.
Why you say that? Why
They always do.
Why?
Is just something about their whole mindset about like the whole African American. Like, African Americans don't want to succeed. They just want to live off the government. They want to be baby daddies and baby mamas. They want to this, that. Like, have you ever had an African look at you weird or talk to you a certain way?
Oh, like an African?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Exactly. So, this is all like foreign blacks. They look down on African Americans because, the mindset is kind of messed up a little bit.
Ours or theirs?
Ours.
Okay.
A little bit. But that's just like the upbringing. And nobody's been there to guide them. It's been more of just like we just figuring it out as we go. Because African Americans are probably the youngest group of black people that's been out of slavery.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're saying. We are. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, No, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because when America got big on their slavery, all the other countries was on their way of getting slavery out.
Yeah, evolving, and we were.
Yeah. And when they got the slavery out, they started like talking to America like, you're bad. And then America was like, what? We just took it what you was doing. What?
but we, I'll use Tulsa as the example. We've tried every time
Exactly.
we try to build some shit, they come in and
knock
they
us down
tear it down
like a motherfucker.
and then we
We try to
rebuild.
build back up. It's hard. It's hard because they are trying to keep us down as much as possible, and we can't. And a lot of times, with the school to prison pipeline, now a lot of them are convicts. They can't leave the country.
Right.
You can't go to Canada and be like, I'm a refugee from United States type shit or whatever. You just gotta have a good enough job where Canada will be like, yeah, you come on over here.
It's depressing, but what are you gonna do? All right, this will be like the last thing I talk about with you, and then we'll probably. I mean, we'll talk after the camera's off because we speak. But we got jokes. We work.
We got jokes at Second City. Next show is we're not even gonna talk about the next show because I don't know when we're releasing this.
I'll release it in a few days.
July 2nd, Sunday, July 2nd. Meow.
And then after we got two more. We got July 2nd, and we got July 8th. 8th? What is it? Let me find this. Hold up. It's because it's every 2 weeks,
Right.
and then we got to re-up. I'm thinking I'll message soon.
I like the space. I like the show.
16th.
16th. All right. We got a book for the 16th. But yeah, we got just it's me, you, Laro the comedian. And it's a fun show. It's great. It's at Second City at Judy's Beat Lounge, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
That first show for me, for a lot of reasons, was very rough. But that second show, that was like
Father's Day, baby. We brought the daddies out.
yeah, that was inspiring. Those two dads up front, they really played a lot. Like there's something about the energy of the audience that's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you can have a bad audience? Like, is it fair to ever blame the audience?
Yes.
Okay, let's
Hell
hear it.
yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes, like, conditions are perfect for a comedy show. Packed crowd, energetic crowd, diverse crowd, people ready to hear some jokes, they ready to laugh. Then there's the audience that's ambushed. They just there drinking at their regular drinking spot, and a bunch of these weirdos with art degrees are ambushing them with their terrible comedy that they don't get paid to do. Obviously, why? And it just ruins the crowd. And then they be like, "You guys are weird." I'm like, "You're weird, nigga. You just gave us a comedy show. We ain't asked for none of this. We never said we were fans of this shit." But there are also crowds there's two type of bad crowds. There's a crowd that just doesn't want to laugh. I'm talking about you doing a whole show, nobody laughs. I was doing a show called Chicago Comedy Underground. They put me up first, which made me mad because I hate being disrespected like that. They put me up first. Like if you offering the first spot and I'm like, all right, I'll go up first, that's one thing. But to just put me up first on the lineup.
For someone who's not a comic listening, can you give context to why that would be disrespectful?
So the lineup is set up to build energy. You start off with probably a weaker, less experienced comic or a lower energy comic, maybe a higher energy comic but less substance comic to wake the crowd up, let them know things is funny. Second comic, a little higher, a little better as far as like skill wise. They do their thing. It builds up. It's supposed to build up. All right. I've been doing it for a while. I'm funnier than a lot of the people that was on the lineup. They put me up first. They didn't have to let me headline. I don't be like, man, I should be headlining every show. But don't put me up first.
Sure.
And then have like niggas that's been doing it for 2 years and not that funny go up third and fourth just because they your friends. I wouldn't do that to you. I'll put you up first because you suck.
Did you bury him?
No, the whole show bad.
Oh, that's right.
Nobody laughed. I thought I was bombing, or I thought I sucked. because like I went up there. You know how you feel like, man, I'm about to shut this shit down, make it hard for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard for everybody because the crowd just wouldn't laugh.
What is this? It's just one of those nights?
Yeah, very much one of those nights. Because I'm like, some motherfuckers was really hitting them with their best jokes.
Yeah.
And the crowd was not giving them anything. It's different if there was chuckles. They're like, ah, or they was laughing or they nodded or some shit. Nothing.
You know what, to me, is an indicator of a good comic? Not someone that's killing, but watching someone and how they approach bombing.
Yeah.
How was these comics and how do they approach bombing?
Well, that's another thing that's a difference between the north side and the south side. North side, they blame themselves. They were like, oh, I'm not hitting with anything, am I? I just suck. Oh, some people have like, mechanisms where they can like re-up on some jokes by noticing the crowd ain't on shit. It was like, damn, y'all don't like me? Or it'd be like, oh, I suck. Stupid. Oh, man. They have different ways to get the laughs out when they're not doing well. But a lot of Southside comics, I don't want to say black people, but they do shit like they attack the crowd or they attack like a colleague. They try to get laughs under somebody else's expense.
Revert the energy onto somebody else.
Exactly, just so they can save face.
Right.
They did a lot of that when I did the open mic at Jokes and Notes. I wouldn't do that well, but I'm like, this is my second time on this stage, on a stage doing stand up because I'm not one of those people like, man, I studied comedy growing up. I know comedy, man. I've been watching stand up since I was a baby. I used to sneak and watch Def Comedy. I ain't watch none of that shit growing up. If I was watching HBO, I was watching Eyes Wide Shut, some on Skinamax. It was that 3-day weekend. It was like free HBO for the weekend. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm watching that shit. But
yeah, I get you. There's a bravado in the South Side. There's like it's like rap, hip hop. You don't get on stage unless you're Eminem and say, man, I'm stupid, my dick is small, whatever. Like you don't do that. And it's interesting. I don't know. I think let's get back to the South Side shit. I think it's important to be able to do both.
Yeah, it is important. Not necessarily necessary.
Sure.
Because with the internet, you can reach whoever the fuck you want to reach. Also, depending on your style, you could pick what side you want to go to. There's funny comics on the north side that haven't set foot in a lot of these south side rooms.
But they love to see it.
No.
No, why
it's
not?
It's not necessary.
No, not because it's necessary for my own sick entertainment. Oh my god,
that's funny.
I would love to see. There are some comics up here that they do very well and good for them, and they're very funny up here. And I'm just curious. In the same way, I want to see those Southside comics that don't have a joke, don't have a single setup or punchline. Nothing would make me happier than see you in Harrigan's, just to see what happens. I'm just so curious. But go ahead.
Yeah, that is a thing. Hold on, let me make sure
everything okay.
Yeah, everything's good. I gotta get a plane ticket. I'm going to LA. Well, I already got my plane ticket to LA. I need to get my plane ticket back. But
you got a show out there?
One on a Sunday. I'm just gonna be hanging out with people, probably going around, bullshitting, catching up with motherfuckers. Okay. Taking pictures.
So being by the beach.
Yeah, by the beach.
Okay. Go by Riverside. Let me know what you think.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm gonna be to LA. Well, I don't even got no rental car. I'm really just getting rides from motherfuckers, or walking until I'm close enough to catch an Uber type shit. Like I did last time.
You walk? That's crazy.
Last time I was in LA, I didn't even have my phone service. I had to latch on to people's Wi-Fi, and then catch the Ubers off the Dunkin' Donuts Wi-Fi and get where I need to go.
That's really janky, and I hope you didn't do that this time.
No, my phone is working now. That was a rough time. Like, yeah, I told you the story about me dating a white girl.
Yes, you did.
That was during that time, so I was really down bad, like for real.
Yeah.
And my mom and her chipped in so that I could be safe getting around in LA, and it was a good time. I had fun.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say before I?
It's been your boy Ty Riggs, aka Wasabi the Black Samurai, aka Leonardo DiCaprio, aka Thotty Pippen. Follow me on all social medias at Ty Riggs, y'all. TYRIGGSYALL. I stream almost every day on Facebook Gaming and YouTube. Hit me up, man. We could game. Keep your girlfriend away from me because I might call her a hoe. Bye.